It is probably my greatest joy to help people come to know that we are not only human, that we are souls temporarily in a physical body. And that doesn't always bring us great happiness because life has its ups and downs, it's filled with pain, but it brings us a level of peace, knowing that we're part of something so much greater. I recently led a workshop in which I introduced a way to go even deeper in our connection with spirit. It's called the Forgotten Center, and it's going to be available online pretty soon. But at the end of that workshop, we did some Q&A, and a man asked a question through my assistant, Meredith, who you're going to see here in a short while, a little clip that we took from that workshop. He asked a question, well, what if we don't believe in angels or in Jesus or in Christianity? Can we still connect, or, you know, can we believe in a greater reality? And the question came up because I was relating in the workshop how I've been going through some physical challenges. And the day before the workshop, I had experienced pain on a pain scale of a 10. The pain scale on 10 is the greatest pain you can ever imagine. And it was the greatest pain I had ever felt. And I was at urgent care, waiting to be seen, in so much pain I couldn't sit down. And I had asked earlier in the day for my greatest teacher in spirit, who is Jesus, to give me a sign that everything would be okay. And standing there in great pain, I looked down, and there on the desk in the waiting room at urgent care was a little Bible. And I suddenly knew there was a message for me in there, even though I'm not well versed in the Bible and I've never read one cover to cover. And I opened it up, and the message in it was perfect for me. And so this person in my workshop asked the question, but what if we don't believe in Jesus or speak to Jesus? I have a video online called The Miracle of Christ Consciousness that explains how I, who was raised with no religion by parents who were agnostic, am now in communication with Christ consciousness in the form of Jesus, who, as I said, is my greatest teacher in meditation, the teacher of unconditional love and unity and oneness. And so I hesitated to make this clip that you're about to see public because my answer to him may step on some toes of people who are devout Christians. And I've learned that in this path we're all on, we follow our own truth and learn to not be concerned about what other people think about us. This is our individual path. But I found it quite interesting that as I was wondering, should I put this video out there because the message that follows that question is an important one, I was reviewing a book that I have coming out with Hay House next year. And the copy edited manuscript just came back to me. And as I'm reading, there is a story about a time I spoke at a conference, and one of the conference attendees asked to talk to me. And we sat down, and the timing of me reading this, just as I'm pondering, should I put this video out there or not, is divine. The man said to me, I am a Pentecostal Christian pastor, been a pastor of my church for 40 years. And I recently took one of your mediumship classes, and I was just stunned. And I said, you lead a fundamentalist church and you studied mediumship with me? And he said, yes. And I said, well, great. How did it go? And he said, well, I wanted to get a message for my own family members from family members who have passed. And I got some very accurate messages. So it's been great. And I said to him, well, what do your parishioners think about that? And the man replied to me with a phrase that I've carried with me ever since, because it speaks truth to my heart. And he said, well, some of them came up to me and they said, isn't mediumship wrong? And he said to them, from my experience, mediumship is Christianity with the walls blown out. And so with me having been raised with no teachings from anybody else, having experienced for myself who we are as souls, having established a personal connection with a teacher who doesn't come to me with any rules that I have to believe or do, but simply unconditional love and teaching me how to love everybody no matter what. I understand that phrase. I know Christianity is a beautiful religion and teaches us all to love our neighbor as ourselves and love God with all our hearts. And that's what I hope we're all trying to do. So I hope you will enjoy the answer that I gave in this video that you're about to see, but it's about so much more than what do we believe. It's about how we can turn our pain into growth for our soul. And you'll see that I invite the people who attended this workshop to my upcoming webinar on November 4th. Every month I lead a monthly connection webinar open to the public for a very nominal fee. And this coming monthly connection, November 4th, I'm going to give the rest of the story about how the pain that I've been through in the last couple of months has led to uncovering layers of belief system that have been holding me back from truly stepping into our divinity. That's why we're here. And as we shed those layers, the miracles happen. Our connection with spirit deepens. And so I hope that you'll enjoy the video, whether or not you decide to join us November 4th. I hope that you gain something from it, but I do hope you join us November 4th. The link is in the video description here below, but you can also find the link to the monthly connection webinar by going to my website, SuzanneGiesemann.com. Right down under the banner, you'll find upcoming events, and the monthly connection November 4th is right there. But more than anything, I hope you feel the love from me now and from this video clip that I'm about to share. And I'm just hoping that it opens something in your heart, because every one of us is a soul, and our soul is just nudging us from the inside out to love ourselves from the inside out so we can love others as well. Enjoy this clip.
For those who are not Christian,
yeah,
and who don't have any connection
yep,
to Christian figures, icons, or even angels,
yep,
what does that mean for you? What did
yeah,
seeing Jesus and Mary mean?
exactly. Does a troll have any meaning for you? Maybe not. What has meaning to you? This is what I got to earlier. Spirit will show up in the form that will help you. I was not raised Christian. If anybody asks me what I am now, I say my religion is love. Jesus has come to me because he taught compassion, unity, and unconditional love. That's what he means to me. And when I opened the Bible, that was very unusual for me. I didn't have a Bible in this house. I brought it home with me. That's how I don't rely on the Bible's teaching, although it's very good. It's literal. If you look at the Aramaic language that Jesus spoke in, and here's the lesson: I and the Father are one, means my soul and unity consciousness are the same. Until we realize that I'm getting to the bottom line of what's going to come out in the November 4th monthly connection, but we're really going to show you how to get there step by step. Doesn't matter who teaches you this lesson. This is, what is Christ consciousness? That means someone who understands that your consciousness is not separate from joy, from divine consciousness. You don't have to believe in God. This is energy. This is consciousness. So you don't have to believe in angels. Can you understand frequency and energy? My dog does. My dog feels it. My dog was affected by it. She doesn't believe in Jesus. You don't have to believe in anything or anyone. Believe this: you are a being of consciousness, a beautiful light that we call a soul. And when you become disconnected from the source that is enlivening your body, you suffer. And if you suffer long enough, that will erupt as symptoms in the body and disease. And the way to heal from the outside in is identifying where that energy is not flowing. And when you are in complete resonance with the flow and all of these hara practices, the head, the heart, the chakras are about coming into resonance with this flow that knows divine balance and harmony. That's what it is. When you do these practices to come into alignment, you heal naturally. But we can turn to higher consciousness and say, show me. And I didn't give up, even though I curled up in a ball on the floor and cried. And I knew there was a mind, body, spirit connection, even though they're pointed at a herniated disc. I knew there was something deeper under it. I just didn't know how to release it. And I had to get to a 10 and ask for the conscious being that I know is my symbol of love to send me a very clear message. Suzanne, you are one with the source. Don't let the pain make you forget that. You've been holding in trauma from that instance and that instant. That's your story. If I had hours more, and I'm going to need 2 hours to go through this with you, which is why I'm inviting you back to the monthly connection. It's not a ploy. This is from 4 a.m. this morning. I hopefully will be able to show you how to find your home more clearly and heal yourself. This story has taken you on a path with multiple healers, and every one of them led me to that moment yesterday. They didn't fail. I didn't fail. We are works in process. And it's painful, and it leads to moments of joy in between the pain. And it's all part of why we as souls came here. So I never lost hope permanently. I knew this too shall pass. For me to have my first day in 2 months with no pain, I'm noticing how my body tenses when I go to do certain movements, and it immediately goes away. I'll show you what I used along the way to get me to that point when we have more time. But you're a work in process, and hopefully I've given you hope and shown you some tools. And today was all about this forgotten center, the part of you that's very stable and grounding and equally important with the other centers.